I'm sorry if I'm talking fast in this video, but it's because I gotta hurry up and tell this story, but I'm trying to make it as detailed as possible for y'all. As y'all can tell by the title, today I'm giving y'all a story time on my delivery experience. Yes, I was gone for the entire year. I sat my butt down in 2022 and focused on just having a healthy pregnancy. I literally found out on New Year's of 2022 that I was pregnant. So the whole year was just dedicated to my baby. Sorry if there's background noise. So yeah, I'm gonna jump right into it. The day that I went into labor, that whole day I had been like, I was already off work. Like I was just in my house chilling. My husband had went to work and I was talking to my mother-in-law on the phone and she was like, you know, when you think the baby coming? Like, I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm just, you know, I'm probably watching TV. She was giving me shows. I'm just prepared to be in the house and chill that night, you know. That day I had ate some hot Cheetos because my grandma was telling me like when she went into labor, she had ate something spicy and it made my aunt come. So I was like, let me try to eat something spicy. I doubt that it'll work for me, but let me just try it and see like whatever, like let's see what happens. I had been avoiding spicy foods for most of my pregnancy though, so this day I had decided to eat some hot chips. I was like, I doubt it'll work, but let me see. And I also was seeing like girls were saying that they had did a mile circuit or whatever. It was really like just a series of different stretches and positions you can do to make your baby come. So I started like doing these positions while I'm in the bed. Like I'm on my hands and knees in my bed, just like rocking back and forth. I got into a position where like I was doing these squats and like bouncing up and down on my bed. Like it was just, I was doing the most random stuff, y'all, because I didn't think any of it would truly work. I was just doing it because like I was over being pregnant. A lot of people don't know this, but I was scheduled to be induced on September 7th if I, you know, because I was at 40 weeks. Like I literally carried my baby until 39 weeks and 6 days. So I was full term and I was so over being pregnant. He ended up coming on his own before I had to get induced because I was gonna let them induce me. I was nervous about that, so I was hoping it didn't come to that, but I was like, I'm not gonna, like, I felt like I was gonna be pregnant forever. So anyway, yeah, so that night, like, I ate my hot Cheetos, like, was chilling, drank my water, went to bed. All of a sudden, like, around 10:30 at night, I woke up with, like, a stabbing pain in my stomach. It felt like somebody just gut punched me as hard as they could, and it came out of nowhere, and it woke me up. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. And I normally do have contractions, like, I normally was having contractions early in the morning or super late at night. Like first thing in the morning, it will wake me up and then it'll go away throughout the day. But this time it didn't go away. So I got up to use the bathroom when I felt that pain or whatever, and I'm on the toilet peeing. Sitting on the toilet! Sitting on the toilet! And then all of a sudden, like, my stomach started squeezing, like, very low in my stomach, and it was, like, uncontrollable. I couldn't stop it. And it felt like it was, like, squeezing. So I called my sister because my sister is, like, closest person to me, you know, who experienced pregnancy recently. Like, I called my sister for everything that I was going through throughout my pregnancy, and even now, postpartum. I was like, yeah, this just happened, da-da. And she was like, well, call the nurse or whatever. So I go ahead and I call the nurse, and I'm running my shower water because I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell me to come in. I took a shower before I went to the hospital because I knew once I get to the hospital, it's gonna be a while before I can shower again, most likely. So I go and call the hospital, and I'm calling the front desk. Like, it's late at night. It's like taking me through all these prompts, like press 1 if you're a doctor calling for a patient, press 2 if you're trying to reach so-and-so, press 3. And I'm like getting really impatient at this point. Like, I'm feeling the pains again. So I knew for a fact it was a contraction. I just knew. And also I want to add in, I had been having contractions for a couple months before I actually went into labor. I was having contractions for a long time. Anytime I'd be on my feet for a long time or just moving around the house trying to get stuff done or walking, I would feel contractions. So I pretty much sat down my entire pregnancy. I stayed out of the way. I stayed in the bed for a majority of my pregnancy because every time I would be active, I started feeling contractions. People swore I was crazy. Like, There's no way you're having contractions this early. So I thought my baby was gonna come early at some point, but also I felt like I was gonna be pregnant forever. It was just very mind-boggling time for me, to say the least. So anyway, when the nurse line, like when they kept taking me through all those prompts, I got impatient. I hung up the phone and I just got in the shower, like got myself ready and stuff. I'm getting out the shower and I start feeling like these chills, like I'm shaking and I cannot stop.
It's not a good day. Okay? Now back to that one. Shaking the table.
And I had never experienced this my whole entire pregnancy, and it's not just because I'm cold getting out the shower. Like I took plenty of showers and never experienced no chills when I got out. Like I knew that I was in labor. So I called my sister back and I let her know everything and stuff, and we talk or whatever, and then I'm like, all right, well, let me get ready. And she was like, make sure you grab your hospital bag. Still ended up forgetting it. But like after I got out of the shower and stuff, once I talked to her, I called my husband. I was like, I think you need to come home. Like, I think it's time. So he gets off work and comes straight home or whatever. I'm brushing my teeth, like getting ready, put on my clothes and stuff to go to the hospital. And I'm still in my mind, like I'm feeling like I'm in labor, like, but I'm also like thinking that they might send me home. Like there's a chance they could send me home. So it didn't click at the time that I'm bringing a baby home. Like I'm leaving my house and I'm coming back with a baby. Like it didn't really register. I'm just trying to get through these contractions. So we get in, by the time we like get in the car, like I literally grabbed a robe and nothing else. Like I grabbed a robe, a phone, and I think my charger. He came to the hospital and it's still in his work clothes. So we get in the car, like, you know, and at this point I'm able to time my contractions, because before I wanted to time them, like I started timing them before, but I wasn't able to like really keep track because I'm trying to time them, but I'm also getting ready at the same time. So by the time I got in the car, I could sit down and focus, and I started timing them. They were like 3 minutes apart. So I'm like, okay, he's definitely coming. So he had to drop me off at the front, and then he went and found a parking spot. So he drops me off, I go up the elevator or whatever. I'm talking to the lady at the front desk, and she's like, are you in labor? Like, are you having contractions? I was like, yes. And then she was taking my information, and then in the middle of her taking my information, I paused and I was like trying to hold on, because I started having a contraction like in the middle of me talking. And so the nurse came out and she showed me my room or whatever. She told me to change. I get dressed. You know, we got settled into our room. I called my sister back, but by this time, like my family was pretty much asleep. Like everybody was asleep. It's late at night. Like it's probably around 12 something at this point. So I'm chilling in bed for a little while, like, you know, looking at my contractions. They hooked me up to the monitor and they're looking at my contractions and stuff. And the nurse comes in and she gives me a cervix check, and I was at 6 centimeters. Now I was at 3 to 4 like 2 days before this. I was at 3 to 4. Now I'm at 6. So she was like, did your doctor do a membrane sweep? And I was like, no. So she like takes her finger and does this like circular motion and like pulls something out. It was like, my husband said it looked like a film, but I didn't see whatever she pulled out. She just like flicked it in the trash. It was weird. I don't know what it was, but she like, it was up my cervix and it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad, y'all. Like it hurt so bad. And the contractions, they didn't really hurt me. They felt like, to best describe it, is like a snake wrapping their body around you and squeezing as hard as they can. That's how it felt. Like my whole body was just tensing up really hard, and like a squeezing motion, like it's trying to squeeze a baby out, like literally. Yeah, she did the cervix checks, whatever, and it hurt so bad. Like y'all, when she went up there, like it was so uncomfortable. I was like, but the whole time I'm just reminding myself to breathe. Like, so I was at 6 centimeters, and then she left me alone for a little while, came back in like an hour, I want to say, and then I was at 7. But this time when she checked my cervix, it didn't hurt. So I knew I had like dilated more. And for people that don't know, dilating is when your cervix starts opening up for the baby to come through, and then down through your vagina. So my cervix started opening up, and I knew it was open more because it didn't hurt when she checked it again. Like she just stuck her fingers in. She was like, yeah, you're at a 7. So she left me alone for a while. She was like, so do you want to do an epidural, because you're right at the time where, like, you know, you got to start making that decision what you want to do. Because if so, like, we're gonna call the doctor in to come and give you your epidural, the anesthesiologist. Like, this whole time, my whole pregnancy, I pretty much was convinced that I was gonna get an epidural. Like, I told everybody who asked me, yes, I'm getting an epidural, because I'm not gonna go through that pain natural. For what? Like, why would I want to put myself through that pain, like, when I could just go smooth sailing, not feel nothing, and get him out? Like, y'all crazy if y'all think I'm not getting an epidural. So, but this, like, when I got there, it was different. It was just like, I'm handling these contractions. They hurt. Like, they don't, okay, they hurt and they're uncomfortable, but I can take it, you know? Like, so I'm like, I'm already at a 7. I'm looking at my husband like, what should I do? He's like, you already at a 7, so I don't know, like, I don't really think you should get it. And then I'm like, but you're not feeling my pain, and then it could get worse. So then I'm gonna be really stuck and regretting not getting one. Like, so I'm just battling myself back and forth. I'm asking the nurses, like, you know, what should I do? They're like, only you can determine what you should do. So they started telling me about their birthing experiences, and they were like, yeah, I got an epidural, and I was fine. I loved it. I love my epidural. So I'm like, dang, all right, I'm gonna get it. So the anesthesiologist came in, and he was telling me, walking me through all the, like, the risk of getting an epidural and the procedure, how it's gonna go, how I'm gonna feel, yada yada yada. And he's talking and talking, and I really don't even remember what all he was saying, because I'm having contractions very, very close to each other now. And at this point, I don't want nobody to say nothing to me. I don't want nobody to look at me. I don't want nobody to touch me while I'm having a contraction. It got worse and worse and worse, but I'm still able to take it though. So, yeah, like, he gets done talking, and I'm like, I'm so sorry to have wasted your time, but I'm not gonna get an epidural. I was like, I am so sorry. He was like, it's okay, I understand. Like, all the nurses were so understanding. I was like, thank y'all, because I felt so bad for calling that man in. I think he was off, like, and they literally called him in, and I was convinced I was gonna get it, but just by how I was handling contractions, I just decided not to. I was just like, I can do it. Like, I don't think it's gonna get any worse than this, so I'm fine. So I'm at a 7 at this point, and I'm like sitting up in a, like, I'm leaning forward onto this medicine ball like this. Like, I'm leaning forward and just like rocking a little bit. Well, y'all can't really see me, but I'm leaning forward over a medicine ball like this on the hospital bed. And I didn't want to lay back, but she kept making me lay on my back to check my cervix. It was pissing me off. Like, I'm pregnant, emotional, I'm angry, like, irritable, but she had to keep giving me cervix checks. That was the most probably annoying part of the whole thing. But she was so nice. All my staff was, my nursing staff was all like, they were amazing. They really were. My birthing experience was beautiful. So, you know, last time she checked me, I was at a 7. I'm just leaning forward on the medicine ball. She comes in again, and she's like talking to me and stuff. I was like, how many more cervix checks am I gonna have to do? Like, you know, I'm irritated at this point. Like, stop touching me. So she was like, well, you know, we just want to keep checking you every now and then. I'm not sure how many more. It just depends on how you progress. So I go ahead and lay back and get ready for her to check me. And I'm getting in position for her to check me. I open my leg, and then splat, like, my water broke. My water did not break up until this point. My water broke when I laid back for the final time, y'all. And she's like, especially with your water breaking, we definitely want to check your cervix now to see where you are at. It was just like it was nothing like how I imagined it to be. Like, in the movies, like, your water breaks and it's like, oh, her water broke. Like, I thought it was gonna be something dramatic, but it was just like water on my leg. So yeah, she checked me. I was at a 10. Like, she like stuck her hand in and then ran out. She was like, he's coming, and like literally darted out the room. She gets the other nurses to come in, and they came in with all the equipment and stuff, like, you know, the cart that they put down, all the tray of all the medical supplies and stuff. And that's when it really felt real for me. But she's like, don't push, we got to get your doctor in here. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna push, like, I'm gonna wait. So like, my body is doing it on its own though. With every contraction, it's pushing the baby down further into the birth canal. So I'm trying not to push, but like, y'all, my body is literally squeezing itself. It's been doing this the whole time. I have not been pushing. So it's squeezing so hard that I literally pooped, y'all. So embarrassing. Like,
This is so humiliating!
I know, so embarrassing. Like, y'all probably like, oh my gosh, like, I was so scared to poop while giving birth. Like, I always thought that was so embarrassing. Like, but it wasn't a lie. It was just literally like this much. Like this much. It was like a little something. Like, I can't leave any part out of the birthing story. Even though it's embarrassing, I'm not gonna leave nothing out. Mommy had cleaned it up for me or whatever, like, because I was embarrassed. I ain't want the nurses to see and stuff, like, but mommy had cleaned it up. She was like, how did you poop? I told you not to push. Like, I'm like, ma'am, I can't help it. Like, I'm literally, my body is squeezing itself. Like, I can't control it. So, like, I'm laying back or whatever. I'm on my side though. Like, I'm laying back, but I'm on my side with one leg up. And I was like, can I give birth like this? Like, I don't want to change positions. This is the most comfortable for me. I don't want to give birth flat on my back. So I'm on my side with one leg up, and you know, she's trying to get the nurse. Everybody's like, I don't know where the doctor is. Like, we've called him. He's not answering. He's not picking up. I don't know where he is. My doctor was on call. My OB was on call. He was supposed to deliver my baby, but they had to call another doctor who took forever to get there. So I'm like, y'all better get ready to deliver a baby on y'all own, because he's not gonna wait for a doctor to come in. Like, he's coming. And I literally was laying back like, he's coming. Like, I yelled that out to the nurses because they all outside, and I'm like, my baby's coming. Like, y'all waiting on a doctor, but y'all about to have to deliver him on y'all own. I'm sorry that I have to whisper. I really do not want to wake him up right now, okay? Because I have been waiting to make this video. So anyway, yeah, they rushed in, whatever. They all in position, get ready to, like, you know, try to deliver him. And here comes my doctor. No, he wasn't my doctor, but here comes the doctor that they had to call in his place. He came in, like, moving slow motion. Like, this man came in so slow. I'm like, you know, this baby is about to be outside of me. You walking slow, like you don't know. This baby is literally about to come out. So he put on his gloves, like, slowly or whatever. Like, I'm like, okay, you playing. That's all I'm thinking, like, you playing. So by this time I'm sweating bullets. Like, I'm sweating so bad. And I had the TV in the hospital room playing. Like, it really was giving me peace of mind. The whole time I was having contractions, just hearing the extra voice to, like, distract my mind and remembering to breathe is the biggest things that helped me. Like, I just, it was kind of like, for me, it reminded me of running. Like, when you run in a race or when you're running really fast, you have to just control your breathing to run faster. Like, that's exactly how it was. I just had to control my breathing, and that's how I was able to get through it with no epidural. Yeah, like, I'm squeezing on the bed rail next to me on my side with my leg up, and got a fan blowing in my face. I'm sweating bullets at this point, and I'm just trying to breathe. And he came in there like, all right, get ready to push. Like, go ahead and push. And I'm squeezing with all my might. I'm like, I know I probably look so crazy, but I'm squeezing with all my might. But it was so hard. Like,
Take this from you. Right now, like this. There you go. Okay. Put them on your chest. Good job. Push. You're so close, Mama. Push against this last little bit of pain. Push. There we go. Okay, go. Push. Big deep breath and push. Push. Go. You can do this. Go. Oh.
Push, 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 push. Lord. Big deep breath. Give it one more. Push, 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 push.
I only wanted to push when I was having a contraction because the contraction was my body pushing on its own. I didn't have to use any extra force, so it made it a lot easier. So I'm waiting for each contraction to push. So I'm pushing with the contractions, basically. Like, I don't know if I sound all over the place right now. I'm trying to be as direct as I can, y'all, but my mind is everywhere. I'm trying to make sure I'm listening for him too. So okay, but I'm waiting for each contraction to push, but they're trying to get me to push even when I'm not having a contraction. That makes it harder to do any of that. I did not want to get hemorrhoids, and I did not want to tear. Those were my two biggest fears while giving birth. I did not want to get hemorrhoids. So I'm like, I just gotta only push when I'm having a contraction, because that's my body naturally getting him out. You know, I'm just gonna work with my body and listen to my body. So they're trying to get me to push whatever. I'm like, you know, just waiting. So it was so hard. But like with each push, I don't know how many pushes I did, but I want to say like, I don't even want to say a wrong number. Maybe like 4 big pushes, maybe. But they were really hard. Like, they took everything in me to push him out. Like, every ounce of strength that I had, I used it to push him out. Like, I didn't even know I was that strong, but yes, it took everything in me. So, you know, like, I got to a point where like he was almost out, but not quite. Like, his head like kept going out, but like coming right back in. I'm like, bro, like, I don't think I have it in me, but I did. I just had to keep going. Like, you know, I just had to keep going or whatever. And that's why, like, I'm gonna always remember my birthing experience, because it showed me like I'm way stronger than what I thought I was. So anyway, like, his head comes out and I feel a sense of relief. I'm like, yes. Like, now I gotta get his shoulders out, and it's like another huge push, and that was the hardest part, getting his shoulders out. Once this boy's shoulders came out, they like pretty much pulled him out the rest of the way, and I was so relieved. It felt like my body just was like, finally, you know. But they took him over to like the little table that they have the babies at, the little table where they suction his mouth, and I heard his little cry, and it was so soft and innocent and so sweet, like, oh my gosh. And then my husband cut the cord and stuff, and I didn't get to see him cut the cord. I'm so mad at myself for that. Like, I'm so mad that it didn't get recorded or anything. It was just me and him in the hospital room. Nobody else could record us, but yeah, it was just us two, like, and yeah, he cut the cord and stuff. I wanted to see his face when he did it. Like, I didn't know how he was gonna react to that. Like, this was both of our first baby, so yeah, he did that, and they suctioned out his mouth and stuff, and then I had to give birth. I had to get the placenta out, and that sucked, because by this point I'm not really having contractions anymore. Like, not really, not how I was before. So they're like trying to dig in my stomach to like make me push the placenta out and make the placenta come out, and that probably was worse than actually pushing him out, trying to push that placenta, because I had to push it on my own now without contractions, and it was hard. So it finally comes out or whatever, and I'm like, you know, another sense of relief. And then I'm like, finally, that's over, I'm done. But now they have to stitch me up. I was like, how much did I tear? And they said I tore, like, I had a 1st-degree tear. And I'm still to this day confused on if that's good or bad. Like, if that's the least that you can tear, or the most that you can tear. 1st degree, is that the worst version or the best version? Because I know it's 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, but I don't know. But it hurt, so they had to stitch me up, which felt like forever. I felt every single stitch. I think they were supposed to numb me, or they probably did a little bit, but maybe it wore off or something. But maybe they numbed the wrong part. But I'm shaking the whole time. Like, y'all know how I told you that I was shivering before I went to the hospital? Then I was sweating bullets, and they had to give me a fan. Now I'm shivering again. Like, my body temperature was just going up and dropping and going up and then dropping and going up and then dropping. So I'm freezing by this point. Like, I'm just shaking so bad. I don't know if it was the adrenaline from giving birth or what, but I'm shaking uncontrollably. So it's very hard for him to stitch me up. And Let me go check on my baby. I'll be right back. So my baby woke up, y'all. I'm feeding him right now. So if y'all hear gulping, that's him. But I'm gonna show y'all him in the next video probably. Yeah, they're stitching me up and this hurt so bad. I felt every single thread. Like, I don't know. It felt like they numbed me at first, but then I started to feel every single thing. That hurt so bad, y'all. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that hurt. The stitches hurt. Okay, and I'm shaking bad. Like, I couldn't even relax for him to stitch me up. Yeah, so they stitched me up, whatever, and I'm done. I'm like, thank you. And they lay him on my chest, and I'm just like so overwhelmed. I guess I would say I'm just overwhelmed, like just trying to catch my breath, because I felt like I got jumped. Like, I felt like I just fought 5 people at once. I felt like I just ran a marathon. I felt like I just jumped out of a plane. I felt like I just was, I don't even know, like I just got wiped out, you know? I'm just trying to catch my breath, like gain some strength. It was just crazy. So, but I felt like everything went very, very fast. Like, we had just got there at like, 12 something, got settled in, and he came at 3 a.m. I'll tell y'all the exact time, but he came around 3 a.m. So, it only took a few hours. So, I held my baby and everything was fine. Like, I did lose a lot of blood. I ended up having to get a blood transfusion, but I was anemic anyway. Like, I'm anemic, so I expected that. Only had to get a transfusion because not only did I lose a lot of blood, like I literally was about to black out on the floor, like pass out if I didn't have my husband and the other doctor helping me to and from the bathroom. Like, I would have dropped on the floor. It was bad. I lost a lot of blood. But overall, like, it was very painful. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was painful, but it was nothing that I couldn't handle. And I think that another contributing factor is that I had been having contractions for months leading up to this, so I kind of, had been experiencing this pain. And also, my periods, first of all, I just want to say to people watching this, saying, like, when I used to have my periods, y'all, my period pains were worse than giving birth. And I can say that because I felt the natural birth now, and I felt my period pains beforehand, and they were worse than actually giving birth. Because when I used to have bad periods, people used to tell me, oh, wait till you have a baby, that's nothing. Wait till you have a baby. Oh, baby, that was nothing compared to the period pains that I felt in my life. Okay, I can honestly say giving birth did not nearly feel as bad as some of the pains that I've had. Now I can say that it used to hurt. People used to think I was being dramatic, throwing up, wanting to get out of school, wanting to get out of work, not being able to stand up, not being able to walk around. Like, I used to be in pain. But everybody's different. Now my periods, they don't really hurt that bad. So I could say, like, giving birth hurts more than the periods that I have now. Yes, he changed. Like, after I gave birth, my period pains, they don't hurt anymore. Like, they don't hurt as bad as they used to anymore before I got pregnant. It's weird, but I thank God for it. That is the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I tried to be as detailed as I could. Hope I didn't leave anything out. I don't think I did, but thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all made it this far, make sure that y'all subscribe so y'all stay tuned for my next few videos. I'm gonna be doing more story times, all different types of content I'm putting out for 2023. Like, I'm not playing no games. I've been off the radar for a long time. I'm ready to jump back into it. So before you click out of this video, make sure y'all leave a like. It costs you $0 to like this video. It don't even cost you that much time. It costs you half a second to click the thumbs up. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all.